I have a tooth that I cracked, I think just grinding at night a couple of years
Oh,
ago.
yeah.
And I went into the dentist and they said, like, let's, it's so bad. We should pull it immediately, do a root canal, put in an implant, etc. And I don't know, like it didn't feel right energetically. And so I got a second opinion. They said like more or less the same thing, that like too much of the tooth was cracked and that I wasn't gonna be able to do anything about it. Um, so I sat with it and meditated. I prayed about it, and I started to try like alternative things to just see if I could buy some time at first. And then it seemed like it just like all of the pain completely went away from the things I was doing and the things my doctor told me to do.
Mhm.
Um, and I think I still kind of grind at night, but like 90% of the time, like there's no pain to it. There's
Mhm.
occasionally some sensation or some slight sensitivity, but most of the times it doesn't really bother me. um i I have taken this stuff called Dentitox um for a while now, and I've taken like a standard process formula called Biodent, and then just been keeping extra clean, doing lots of things just to keep the mouth healthy in general and
Mhm.
everything.
Mhm.
But I just wondered if you wouldn't mind, like, scanning it or looking at it, and if you had any other advice. I'm just super. I don't want to pull the tooth or put an implant in or any of that stuff, and so I've just been real hesitant to do anything with it.
Is there an infection there?
It doesn't. I mean, there isn't pain like most of the time.
Yeah, like
So
when the dentist evaluated, were they concerned about infection?
um, I think the first dentist I went into, they just instantly said, like, you should go to the oral surgeon, have them check it out. I went to the oral surgeon. He said, yeah, I'll put you on some antibiotics and then you come in, I'll pull it. And if you want to put an implant in, I will. If not, you can just leave the tooth not there. Um, so I took antibiotics, and at that time, like when this first started happening about 2 years ago, it was hurting,
Mhm.
but it hasn't really since then. Like, I mean, on like a 0 to 10 scale, like the most pain I have felt in it in the last year or so is like a 1 or 2 or something.
The thing is always the concern is like infection. And so I would do things just like maybe 2 or 3 drops of bay laurel and some water and like swish it around in the mouth, or clove. Clove is probably your better bet. It does have a pain relieving property to it. It's very good for nerve pain, and for like infections in the mouth, it's hard to beat. And you, you know, uh, you could do it in a gargle. Like sometimes what I have people do, it's a hot oil, so it can be a little bit like irritating. So I have people sometimes put it on a Q-tip and like touch it on and around the areas. But in this particular case, you probably could get away with just putting it in a gargle and just gargling with it on a regular basis, keeping bacterial levels down and pain levels and things like that. But yeah, with the tooth being cracked, there's not a lot you can do other than just trying to keep it as healthy as possible. Yeah. You could also alternate with cypress. Cypress, just to detoxify, like keep lymph moving in your mouth. And that you could just rub on the gums, like I'd rub it just all over. I actually like to take several drops and rub it on the roof of my mouth. But yeah, like try that, see how that treats you.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yourself.